I love coffee. Now, that is coffee made right. So I'm not talking about gas station coffee or McDonald's coffee or that stuff that comes in a blue container that likes to pretend it's coffee, but it's actually dirt water. Maxwell House, I'm looking at you. The coffee that I like is whole beans that are ground fresh and then are put into a French press with hot water poured in so the oils can just naturally come out. And you get a cup of coffee that tastes like coffee smells. It doesn't taste like a burnt cup of motor oil, but rather you get a delicious, smooth cup of coffee. Now, check this out. Right here, I have something that Rachel gave me for my birthday just a couple of weeks ago, and it's a Bodum French press travel mug, or as I like to call it, the greatest invention of our lifetime. So check this out. Now this invention, as with all great inventions or just everything, has had a definite beginning. Now it started out in as raw materials created deep inside the earth, and then as those raw materials were extracted, they were formed into polymers, and then those polymers were then crafted into this piece of plastic, or as I call this wonderful thing here. And also, like all inventions, it's going to have a definite end. One day I'm going to sadly drop this thing. It's going to break into 1,000 pieces, and it's going to end up in a landfill somewhere, slowly decomposing over hundreds of years. Everything that we know and that we can imagine has a definite beginning and a definite end. Nothing is exempt. This building that I'm in, it was built and it will come to an end. This cup was made and it will come to an end. You and I were made and we will come to an end. Even your phone or your screen will come to an end. But nothing is exempt. That is, except for God. We read in the Old and New Testaments that God always has been and always will be. He was around before the foundations of the earth were laid. And now, not just before they were laid, but always before. God was not created. He did not come into being. Nothing created him. But he just always is. Not only is he without beginning or end, but he literally is the beginning and end of all things. Revelation 1:8 tells us that God is the Alpha and the Omega, who was, who is, and who is to come. He literally has existed, currently exists, and will exist. Pretty heavy stuff. Literally, it's incomprehensible. It defies everything that we know currently about time, about entropy, about the laws of physics and thermodynamics. But similar to how a citizen of the U.S. is not bound by the laws of Britain while they reside in the U.S., God, who resides outside of our three-dimensional reality, is not bound by the laws of our reality. God is inescapable. He's all-knowing. He's always faithful. He's all-powerful. He's unconditionally loving. But perhaps most of all, God is unquestionably unique. There are none like him. There never will be. He is everlasting. He stands the test of time because he's greater than time. He's outside of time. And the song None by Elevation Worship really just puts it so simply and so beautifully in the lyric. There are none like you, none like you, the faithful one, Jesus. And there are none like you, none like you, the faithful one, Jesus. I just think that sums it up so beautifully. Now, there are many reasons why I like this song, not the least of which the parallel mode shifting between the scale of C Ionian and the scale of C Mixolydian. Sorry, music nerd here. I like that kind of stuff. But Also, and probably most prominently, this song is a reflection of what our worship and our praise should boil down to. Recognition of God's uniqueness. There are none like Him, and for that, He deserves our adoration. Thanks for joining me